Hello YouTube, Sam here from youtube.com/onlivegamer for the new Boston, and in this tutorial we're going to be looking more at properties, and we're going to be finishing our application that we created in the last couple tutorials. Now if you're unfamiliar with what you see on the screen right now, then you might want to move back a couple tutorials, probably to the enumerations video. That's where we get started on making this application. So if not, then let's go ahead and get started. So if you remember last time we created this property, and what we did was we got the current hour that is stored in this date time picker. Now the hour is an integer because our property is an integer. We don't have to specify the data type in here because we already did it up in the top. Now we have a set function, and in the arguments we have to give it a value, and what this does is it sets the value of date time picker hour to the value that the user passed. So it sets the year, month, and day all according to the current machine that it's on. Then it sets the hour to whatever the developer passes to this function, and then it sets the minutes and the seconds to 0. So now let's go ahead, and what we want to do is we want to change this text label based on what the person is doing. So before we get started doing that, we need to go ahead and create two events. Double click on your form 1 and double click on DTP hour. So we're going to get private sub DTP hour value changed, and we're going to get form 1 load. So when the form 1 loads, we want to set our date time picker to the current time that the program is running. So what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and type me.hour. So what this is going to do is we're using the me keyword, which is referring to this class right here. And now in this class we have a property called hour. So when we call me.hour, it refers to this hour right here. So me.hour equals now.hour. So what this is going to do is it's going to set our hour property to the current time by using now.hour to get what the current time is. So it'll update the date time picker. So now what we want to do is whenever the user changes a value in the date time picker, we want to go ahead and update our hour. So this is very simple as well. So we'll use the me keyword to refer to this class and .hour. Now if you're a little confused on the me keyword, I'm going to have a whole nother tutorial covering the me keyword more in depth. And now if you're coming from a different language, the me keyword would be equivalent to the this keyword. So we'll type me.hour equals DTP hour dot value dot hour. So it's going to get whatever they put in, and it's going to update our hour property. So now what we need to do is we need to set this label based on what the user has picked. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and we'll type label state dot text equals at, and now we'll just go ahead and add the value or the hour. So at value, and then we're just going to add 00 because the value is a single integer ranging from 1 to 12. So at 1 o'clock to 12 o'clock, either AM or PM, we'll just go ahead and type, we'll just use the name Richard is, and then, so what this is going to do is going to say at, and then the hour that they selected, Richard is, and it's going to, we're going to leave this blank right now, and we're going to create a whole nother thing that will determine what Richard is doing. So you can have as many things as you want inside of a set block inside of your property hour. So if we go ahead and run this, you can see that it sets the current time, and the current time on my computer right now, you can't see it, but it is 6:14, and because we use the current hour and then set the minutes and the seconds to 0 by inputting it ourselves, it's going to get the hour from the machine and then do whatever we tell it to for this. and it says at 1800 Richard is. So this uses military time. So we change this to 5 and press enter. Okay, sorry about that, I had a little trouble there. But so if we put 4 o'clock in here, it'll say at 16 Richard is, and if we type, let's say 6 o'clock p.m., or let's change it to a.m. So at 6 o'clock a.m. Richard is. So basically what we did is we created this property, and the property value, the property itself, is set to the hour. So if we did a messagebox.show and put hour, it would give us the integer of the current hour. And then we use the set to change the date and time of the date time picker. So we created a new date, and we set it to the now.year, now.month, now.day, and then the current value, and then we just set the label state to at, and then the current hour, which is in military time, Richard is, and it doesn't display anything yet. And then when the form loads, we just set the hour property to the current hour, and then when they change the date time picker hour, we set me.hour equal to date time picker hour dot value dot hour. Now when we set me.hour and use equals, what this is going to do is it's going to call set for us. So that calls set, and value right here is equal to whatever we put after the equals. So we pretty much did me.hour, and when we type equals, it calls set, and the by val that is in here is going to be equal to this value right here. So go ahead and put this code in if you haven't already. If you don't understand it, you can go ahead and leave a comment. I'll try to answer any questions that I can. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next tutorial.